Hi, everyone. For those who have joined virtually, we want to say thank you for joining. Just wanted to give you an update that we are holding a few minutes for additional attendees. So we should be starting in less than 5 minutes. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the I Am Dope Leadership Academy workshop. This is part 2 of our life skills series focusing on financial literacy. Just to elaborate a little bit further, we have people coming in, so what's up, Cam? But just to elaborate a little further, with our program, which is the Career Pathways program, we have 3 series. We focus on career, life skills, and leadership / mental health. And that makes up our Career Pathways program, which is designed to prepare young leaders to, as our saying goes, find their purpose. So financial literacy is a very important staple that we're covering, and a very important topic. And who better to speak about its importance than our very esteemed speakers that we have today. So it's my pleasure to introduce our guest, Garrett Bibbs, who has graciously accepted our invitation to join us today. Garrett is a highly accomplished individual. He has served as a community outreach educator at Wall Street Juniors, where he's dedicated to advancing the organization's mission of enhancing access to financial literacy education, promoting higher standards of social responsibility within the community. He achieves this by fostering inclusive engagement and actively contributing to the establishment of growth in community, sustainability, and intergenerational wealth, something that's very important to all of us. So as a native of Durham, Garrett possesses a profound commitment to his community that transcends the boundaries of his immediate neighbors. He believes in offering the support and guidance to all of those in his proximity. His involvement in community initiatives began at a young age, much like most of us, well, for a lot of us that do this. And that starts with his role as tutoring at the Greater St. Paul Baptist Church when he was just 11 years old. Now, as a father of 3, stop at 3.
For sure.
So, as now as a father of 3, he's driven to leverage his expertise and lending as a lending officer and a key manager at City Road 919, local food truck, and to make meaningful contributions to the betterment of his community. I jacked that up, so my bad. No. All right. But we're honored to have Garrett with us today, shares insightful experiences. So on behalf of I Am Dope, we'd like to extend a warm welcome to Garrett Bibbs. We also want to thank Michaela Booker, who's the executive director at Wall Street Juniors, and thank them for taking the time with us today. So without further ado, Mr. Bibbs.
All right, clap. Come on. Hey, no, come on, clap. My man right here. All of what he said, like, they asked me to write a bio. I'm going to be honest with you. It's not even that complicated. I care about you all, and I care about financial literacy. And I care about the fact that maybe at a young age, we weren't taught everything that we might need to be taught. So here at Wall Street Juniors, we don't really focus so much, even though we are financial literacy and it is a financial literacy program, we more focus on changing mindsets. Because I could give you $1 million and you could go spend it on, my man's got a Nintendo Switch right here. This young lady's got an iPad. You could just waste it, squander it. So without the right mindset, $1 million could turn into nothing really fast. A lot of people hit the lottery and that happens. So with that being said, in front of you all, and I'm guessing online as well, the first sheet that you'll see is a sheet that says my goals. You all got it? My goals, right? For sure. So with that, we just want to know what your financial goals are for life. I really do thank you all for being here. I know I'm be honest, I get that it's hard to be up it's now 10:20. I know that it's hard to be up. Y'all could be doing something else. So I do appreciate you all being here. But understanding what your goals are for life will put you even further than I was at 15. How old are you, young man? 13. How about you, my man? 16. Much further ahead than I was at 15, 13, or 16. So if I could just give you all a minute to write down what your goals might be. My goals when I first started, to give you an idea, is I know you guys are young people. You might not be facing the things that I face, but my first goal was simply to have all my bills on auto pay. I know it sounds very simple, but as you move forward in life, sometimes if you don't make what you need to make, you got to kind of piece things together, make it fit a certain kind of way. For the adults in the room, I know you all understand. Even if you haven't personally, you might know someone who has. So for me, one of my very first goals was to have all my bills on auto pay. Just whatever comes out, I ain't even tripping. I'm gonna still go get that cookout tray, and I got the bread for it. So it can be all the way from something as simple as that to I just want to be able to travel the world whenever I feel like it. I'm gonna give you all a second to write down your goals. Oh, you got your goals? You want it? I know you got a little something. You good? Oh. Hey. Okay. Do you have goals, Mom? Maybe a little? Hey, look. Come on, this is community wealth building. You know what? That I respect it. This is community wealth building. It takes a community. So at the same time your son is coming up with his goals, you might have some future goals in mind. And I want you all, as you come up with your goals, no goal is too crazy. So if I want to have a spaceship to go to the moon, I think Elon on one of them is coming up with a spaceship. So if it's a spaceship, then it's a spaceship. Hmm. All right, it looks like we kind of got people kind of finishing up. So would anyone like to share any of their goals, maybe, kind of, sort of? Robert, I see you looking. What can you give me some of your goals? To be financially well off, more than stable. Okay. How about you, young man?
Have a well-paying job.
With a nice family. Okay, yeah, no worries. I just didn't hear what you said. Yeah, okay. A good paying job with a beautiful family. He said beautiful. All right. How about you, Corbin? What can
Financially stable life to be able to support my family and friends and to graduate from college.
and to graduate from college? Okay. Anyone else like to? Haley, would you like to share any of your goals? You got a couple things written down.
It's also good college.
Okay. All those were really good goals, guys.
Hold on a second. Do we have anybody online that wants to share?
Yeah, for sure. I mic'd up. I forgot all about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
Then-
Online people, what's going on?
Sean, you want to share? Sean may be a little shy this morning.
Can't be shy this morning. This
Sean.
is a safe space. We're all here. I know you're online, but you're here in spirit. Go ahead and share.
Sean, you know I'm a Zoom call professional, man. I know when people just log on to show face. Oh, gotcha. Okay. Yeah, just type it in, Sean.
Okay.
I'll mess with you. Type it in, Sean. Can they interact on YouTube?
He said he wants to make it to a good college.
Make it to a good college. Okay. All right.
I want everybody to elaborate on their answers, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Let's
So coach
let's
is
start
saying,
there. We can't just stop.
For sure. We
Yeah,
can
let's-
definitely do that. All right. So can I get any elaborations on what it is? What is it to just make it to college? Do you just want to go to college and get a psych degree? Is it a point of just the first one in your family? What is it about going to college? Yes.
Like what your answers? What did it mean to you when you said them? Everybody gave an answer. Let's talk about what it means now,
For sure.
because that's the part that's important. Now, what does that mean? You want to be financially well off. What does that mean?
Mine was all bills on auto pay. It's very specific to what it was in my life at the time.
And it feels good when you get there.
Woo! When I did sometimes that YouTube about $11.99, I don't even sweat. YouTube, I got you Crunchyroll. You know what I mean? All right. So for you, what does it mean to have a good paying job and a beautiful family?
What does it mean?
Yeah. What do you see when you say that?
Also having a lot of money.
A lot of, okay. Just in general, just you rolling. Okay. All right. Robert, Kayla, how about you guys? You said you wanted to go to college. You can go to college for anything. You don't have to go to college to be well paid, but could you elaborate maybe a little bit more? You don't got to be shy. You know everyone in here except for me and Lamar, who I didn't even introduce, but Lamar, come on, stand in front. This is our look. Come and stand in front of here so they can also
see. It's a judgment-free zone anyway.
Yeah, this is a judgment-free zone. I promise you. This is Lamar for the people who are on Zoom. Yeah.
I'm the cameraman.
Beautiful.
/ marketing man / media man.
/ gonna be a lot more. For sure. So could you elaborate a little bit more?
But I'm saying I'm gonna graduate from college.
Okay.
And it's like I'm gonna graduate with like a biology degree.
Biology degree. Okay. All right. Do you already have an idea of what you want to do with that?
Not yet.
Okay. That's still, you know what? That's still very positive. And with all of your answers, everyone was talking about helping to create generational wealth. My man right here said he wants a beautiful family. He wants to be able to take care of these people. I believe, I don't know if yours was also a part of it being with your family, but all of this is helping to create generational wealth so that it can be passed down from you all to your kids, to their kids. And if you got enough, you can give some to my kids. Like, you know what I mean? We can spread this around. Like, it don't got to just stay with you guys. It can be for everyone if you so desire. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit more. There's a box on that paper that says actions that you might need to take to maybe get, I see that you started on yours already. That's really great. Actions that you might need to take in order to further get towards your goals. Oh, I definitely want to know your goals. 100%, I want to know your goals.
Okay, so some of my goals are to increase my percentage of my.
But they'd have to be.
And your thrift savings plan. Okay.
Set up a new checking account with you that daily.
A custodial account. Nice. Funding a custodial account. I love it.
So, and according to be financially knowledgeable, according to go to college, and according to getting.
I love it. You know what? I got a car when I turned 18 or like a little after. Fortunately for me, but those are really good. It's sometimes resetting and moving forward is a part of what you have to do, for sure. Yes, ma'am.
But in terms of the first one, increasing my percentage in my first savings plan. So I work for the Durham VA.
Okay, Durham VA, for sure.
When we get our little increase, that extra money is going to go. So I'm going to act like I don't have it. When
they give you the 6% raise,
yes,
put it into the account.
Yes.
That's a good way of thinking of it.
Up to 5%.
Okay.
What you put in. So right now, I just started back at 5%.
Okay.
And so after that, they will go to 5, but then I'm just going to keep increasing. And my goal is for the next number of years that I have to do to constantly increase it to play catch up.
It's no catch up. This you're not playing catch up.
Well, but I do, as my boss said, don't give attention.
Yeah, it's not catch up. You're just running your race. You can't catch up to yourself. I don't have a thrift account, so who are you catching up to? Because you're not catching up to me. So it's not even a matter of catching up. It's a matter of that's where you are right now in the race with yourself. It's not even catching up.
Those are my goals.
Oh, okay. I love you. You got a great mom here that's teaching you great things, Corbin. Make sure you listen. I know you're out here early. I know you listen kind of, but give her a little less trouble. I can see it.
Said seriously, because he had cash. Yes, Christmas. I said no, because he needed to learn about tax. I said, nah, well, I eventually went back, and if it was still there, then it was meant to be. He got it.
Let's see.
So that was one of the early lessons. Nothing is free. Everything is taxed.
When I was growing up, my mom gave me $3 a week in allowance. Now I'm not that much. It's not like I was born in the 20s, like $12 a month. And one time I remember going to Toys R Us that used to be in Crabtree Mall. And there was a video game for Nintendo 64, Cruising USA. I wanted that thing bad. Boy, I had saved up for like almost 6 months because I get $3 a week. And I got to the mall. I got to the mall, the Toys R Us. I was short like probably like less than $1, like maybe $1 and change. My mom was like, well, I guess you can't afford to get it right now. I had to wait till the next week. She wouldn't give me a cash advance or nothing. So I definitely understand. For sure. All right. So do you all have any actionable steps that you feel like you could take maybe to help you achieve some of those goals? Online, I guess Sean or whoever else might be there. You all? There we go. Go ahead.
Sign up for a lot of trainers and take better classes.
Okay. How about you, my man? When you say being more responsible, what do you mean by that? Did you hear what he said, Corbin? What did he say? What was that last part of when I started going, what was that part? Taking accountability. That is probably the most important part to anything dealing with financial literacy. Literally, you have to be able to look at it and say, man, I've been spending my money crazy. I have just gone completely over budget. A little accountability will help you go a long, long way. How about you, my man?
Stay consistent.
Consistency and capitalizing on opportunities. All very important. My man said he's going to take accountability, and he said he's going to stay consistent. You could get 1,000 no's and 1 yes, but that 1 yes could change your life. But if you just stay consistent to get the 1,000 no's, that 1 yes will never, ever happen.
We got
yes
comments from Sean saying that says actions I can take towards my goal is working on my mindset, developing my skills, and staying organized.
Staying organized and develop. I like your answer too. Staying organized, which I got a lot of things and a lot of jobs, a lot of responsibilities. So that is definitely a big thing for me, is staying organized so I can get everywhere I need to on time. So I definitely like your answer as well. So now I gave the people here in the room some cards. It should be the download with you all online as well. Don't flip them over. But we're going to play a game of wealthy or not. I know that the cards in the download are side by side. Just make them full screen and just don't go to the next one yet, if you can do that for me. But what we're gonna do now is we're gonna do wealthy or not. So with these cards, you see that there is a farmer and a guy with a blue. I think this is like a Lotus or a McLaren. These are the first 2 cards, and with the people around you, I want you to figure out of the first 2 cards who you feel is wealthy or not. Don't flip them over yet, but just the front facing. Who do you feel is wealthy or not? I want you to talk amongst yourselves. Hey, my man, you might as well join them here. This is community, big man. Come on, look, I got a chair right here for you. Oh. Devin, are you working?
Turn your section.
Oh.
No, I mean, it's.
Oh. Okay. All right. So you got Farmer John and you got Blue McLaren. Who do you think is wealthy versus not? Here, you can join us. They could both be wealthy as well. That could be an option. You got both of them. They could both be wealthy. Okay, you say the farmer's more wealthy here. Why? Look, tell him why you might think the farmer is more wealthy. Since no. Why do you think the farmer might be more wealthy?
He may not miss as much debt because he's probably supplying it's like products for like businesses and organizations. It's like a business there, but it's also probably in debt. It's also expensive.
Man, your mom has been showing you and teaching you about taxes. Okay, what are you thinking? Which one of them looks like they have more money to you? The one, okay, we got the McLaren. We got the McLaren on this side. All right, so what kind of conversations, what are we getting out of this? Out of these first two, who are you all feeling is a little wealthier? You could say, okay, so we got both, so you think they're both like wealthy. Okay, we got two for both, and what are you thinking?
They're
Both wealthy. Okay, so now I'm just gonna have you guys flip over the cards. All right, so if you look at the back, on the back of the cards, it has their kind of a financial picture of who they are. All right, so what are you all noticing about who they are? I'm gonna start with you over here, Corbin. Okay, because we had some boats over here. So what were you telling me earlier? Can you project and let the room know what you were telling me?
I said the farmers were wealthier because if you think about it, they have like different chains or businesses that they can supply the business to.
Okay.
Big profit.
Okay. What is on the back of the farmer's card? What does it say that he has?
He has like a lot of money saved up in different accounts.
Okay. You see that he's got all that, his personal property being the land is worth a lot of money, correct? Okay. For my people who might have said both, what are you guys noticing about what's on the back? For both, for their financial picture, what are you kind of noticing?
The person with the experience has
A lot of liabilities and taxes to pay. Okay. How about you, young man?
Yeah. He's doing it pretty good at it. He's doing a lot better.
Sounds like the farmer has a lot of accountability, like you said that you were gonna have, right? I love to hear it. All right, so I guess Sean or whoever else, do you have any observations?
Yeah, Sean, did you which one did you pick? We'll read your answer in the chat. Sean said he picked farmer.
He picked the farmer. Okay, that's dope. So if you just make a note of it, and then we're gonna go to the next two people. It is the doctor and the janitor. Doctor and the janitor. All right, so now we've got a doctor and a janitor. What are you all thinking that this could be? The doctor is wealthy and the janitor is not wealthy. Okay, why are you saying that? You don't really know what they have? Okay, just kind of, but it's just kind of on the surface. Like when you walk down the street, there are people who walk by you every day. Okay, they're both not wealthy. Oh, how about you, young man? Okay, the doctor is wealthy and the janitor isn't. Why is that? Okay. Yeah, this is just a quick snapshot. This is what we try not to have people do, but this is just a brief overlook at what you think wealth might look like. So it's a little bit of judging people, but it's okay for this game. In normal life, we'll try to move around, but for this game, How about you, young man? What do you think? Okay, you got a doctor and you got a janitor. What you got? Okay, the doctor. Why do you feel that way? You don't know? Okay, how about you?
My fault, Bill.
Okay. Student loans. Okay. And you said the doctor. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be shy. You don't have to be shy. I don't know who's wealthy or not. I don't know who's wealthy until you flip the card over. So I'm guessing with you. So if you feel it's a doctor, no worries. No worries. I'm not sure who it is. Fortunately for me, I just get to ask you all the questions. All right. Oh, you look very disgruntled.
Sean, you can post your answer in the chat.
Yeah, Sean. Yeah, because I feel like you've been able to slide through, and I hope you're not sliding forward, Sean. I hope you're not I hope you're not cheating a little bit.
He picked a doctor.
He picked the doctor. Okay,
He said it depends on what type of doctor it is, but he picked a doctor.
the doctor. Fair enough. All right. So now let's flip these over and see what we got. All right, we got the janitor and we have the doctor. What are you guys noticing about these two compared to each other side by side? What are you noticing about the back with their assets and liabilities and some of the debt that they might have? What are the assets that the janitor has? Properties, is that where most of his money is tied up, or does he have anything else? Okay, so he's got a life insurance policy. He's got what else does he have? What else does he have? Okay. So he's got life insurance, retirement, he's got real estate. What do you all notice about the doctor? Bro is broke, right? We're gonna be honest. Bro is he's hurt. He's a doctor. He probably handsome. He outside. He got a stethoscope on, but bro don't got no bread. He's kind of flat out. And can you all tell me anything about their liabilities, each of them? Don't be shy. Speak up. Don't be shy. Speak up. Go ahead. You. Okay, like what? Okay. Okay, rent, taxes. Okay. All right. So you notice that he's paying out way more than even a doctor is bringing in. And that's back to what you all were saying earlier about having good jobs. Even a good job can't help you if you're paying out way too much money. All right. Now,
hold on, Garrett.
yes. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Something out real quick. Got a question. Let me make sure.
Go ahead.
All right, Sean, I didn't say anything new. So, quick question. So, I want everybody to grab their cards.
Okay.
With the wealthy person, the person that you found was wealthy, right? The last two. What do those two people have in common? And I'm going to hint it by saying Garrett started this conversation talking about not wealth, generational wealth. Now, what do those two people have in common so far?
The farmer and the janitor. What do they have in common?
In terms of their wealth.
Okay, my man said
what in their assets though? Said property, land and property. What else? They both focus on three things. So land and property is one, which is real estate. Retirement's the other one. What's the other one? Those are three things, and Garrett, back me if I'm wrong,
Oh no,
that build generational wealth
for sure, for sure. And
significantly.
there are three of the easier things, like your coach is saying. There are three things that pass down very, very nicely to all of your kids and grandkids: land, retirement.
Yeah, could you elaborate on why life insurance is so important?
Sure. From what aspect would you like me to speak on that?
Just from building generational wealth. And that's there to pass on.
Yes, for sure. So, there's a book on the Rockefellers about trust and life insurance policies. And to give you guys, not to get too much into the weeds, but in the Rockefellers Trust, their trust is all funded by the people who die. Some of the money that they pass down is from some of the people who pass away. So basically, me, if I die and I started the trust, let's say I had $10 million, it all gets fed into it. And then my three kids, they all get to split the money and they pay into the trust as well. And then when they die, a portion of their money all goes into the life insurance trust. And it is a way of creating infinite banking. But that's a little bit further along. But yes, life insurance policies definitely pass down and are a big goal in keeping generational wealth for sure. Something else? No? Okay, cool. All right, so now we have one more. It is the two young ladies. We have this lady at Goodwill, and we have the range. My girl, she popping tags on top of the range. Okay, you jumped straight out there with that. Okay,
drop top range too.
Drop top, man. I don't think I never even seen a drop. She had to get that one custom made, maybe a drop top range. All right. Any thoughts on that? All right, you pointed immediately at that. Why'd you point at the Goodwill lady? Because why? What are you saying to me? Yeah. Okay, those might cost a lot of money. How about you guys? You've been on point. I feel like you already did the game. Maybe you flipped the cars over earlier or something. Okay, she's vouching for you. She's vouching for you. Okay. Okay. So she's being thrifty. Oh, hey, gotta save that coin, huh?
He knows if we go like to Kohl's, I'm going straight to clearance.
Fair enough.
He don't like it.
Hey,
you just need clothes.
Just need clothes, man. You just need clothes.
It doesn't have to be Ralph Lauren. It just needs to be clothes.
You see,
for his birthday, my brother and my sister-in-law raised up because my brother said, "I know your mom. She's cheap." They were asking what kind of shoes, and so they sent him $200. But the whole time, I'm in his ear, and I'm like, "Yo, those are dope. But if you get those, that's all your money. You can still get shoes, still have money." And then I had military discounts. I was like, "Let's go somewhere where you get that little. It might only be 10%. That's an extra." And then he got to thinking about it. And got some shoes. Got him some nice little dunks. But his military discount still had over $100-something left. I was like, "Be smart with your money, and then you still save so much."
Wow.
Don't go blow it all. All right. So what are you guys thinking over here? What are you guys thinking? Was it the pandas? No.
That is an awesome story, by the way.
What are you guys thinking on Goodwill and my young lady with the drop top range?
I'm messing with one of them.
Okay.
They have a very different story.
Why
they need to go with you, by the way. Yeah.
Mm. Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'll open it up. So what are we saying? They were saying Goodwill. Go ahead and flip them over. Go ahead and flip them over. So how did you all feel about your answer? Was it Goodwill? Was it the drop top range? Who was wealthier? Who was wealthier, young man? Who was that? The Goodwill person? And why did you tell me that the Goodwill lady might be? Why did you tell me that earlier? Because you can use your work. You don't have to be shy, man. I promise. You want me to sit with you? I can sit with you. Come on. Why did you tell me that the Goodwill lady might be wealthy? You gave the perfect answer. Okay. What did you tell me about the drop top range lady?
Well, the cars might be too expensive.
My man said the cars in the house might be too expensive. She's living and the glasses. Cause you know what? Glasses get expensive, my boy. Some Cartiers, something like that. Some diamond studded. Yeah. All right, cool. So, what else? What are you all noticing about her assets and her liabilities for both of them? The on the back? No, let me see. Oh, it's the same. Use hers for sure. It might have been a typo for sure. What are you noticing about the wealthy versus the
person put more money into their life insurance?
Okay, we got another one that's got a bunch of money in life insurance. Life insurance. Okay, and then what are you noticing about the poor one, the one that's probably out here over leveraging herself? Right. Probably trying to impress people too much. And that is what is most. Do you have something else? Okay. There's nothing wrong with just, if you just want to go, if you really want to kill your need for shopping, go to Goodwill, spend you a little 20, buy out the store, buy everything you want. There's no problem with just living within your means. You don't have to. The most important part of this game is that we want you to notice that they are putting their assets and liabilities, like what they're spending their actual money on. So yes, the doctor, a lot of his debt might come from student loan debt, which over time he will make it up. But for the most part, everyone who is in debt, they're flashy. It's the shininess of like, I got a McLaren, I got a drop top range. My man says she's got the Cartiers. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be worried about that kind of stuff. Having wealth doesn't have a look. You can just be wealthy and create generational wealth. I'm up here talking to you guys with Vans and Adidas. I know that's probably like a faux pas a little bit. You're not supposed to mix brands, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's cool. Like, I'm comfortable. Like, it doesn't matter. You guys are here talking to me at 11 o'clock in the morning, helping to change your mindset on what generational wealth looks like. And that is the first goal. And doing any of this is literally, what does it look like to you? So that is all I have for you guys. Sean, I guess, did you pick? Oh, I didn't even have. Did he pick which lady did he pick? Did he pick the range?
He picked the Goodwill lady.
He picked Goodwill. Okay, that's perfect. That's amazing. So, yes, generational wealth is not created with money. It is created with mindset. With the poor mindset, you are poor in life. Wealth is simply a mindset. So, thank you. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you for coming. Appreciate you. Everybody give Mr. Bibbs a hand. So, you guys have any questions?
Oh, yeah.
Again, for you?
I'm stepping off to the side. What's your question, man?
How do you know Sean's not cheating?
How do I know if Sean's not cheating? We're gonna go with the honor system.
Yeah.
Is that fair? We're gonna go with the honor system because he didn't choose the right one every time, so I don't think he's cheating.
Sean, you have any questions?
How do you know Sean's not cheating? I like that. Hey, you stay on him. Anyone else with questions? No.
All right. So today we did not do workbooks for this. We normally do our vocabulary learns on the subject. And one of the reasons why we didn't do it is because for financial literacy, there's a huge vocabulary for it. So what we are going to do now is take an intermission. We're going to come back in 10 minutes. And for a few minutes, we're going to just discuss your answers, go through the exercise in a little bit of detail, and then we will break for the day. If anyone who is watching is asking themselves about the basketball workouts, we are doing that afterwards from 12 to 1:30. So we'll see you back here in a sec. You? Okay. All right. So, gang, let's powwow for a minute. I'm trying to get back to the thing that we were just looking at. Okay, here we go. So, okay. So, no, thank you. We appreciate you. So y'all know me. I like to deep dive these discussions. Talk about as y'all know, when we go through these workshops, as you know, we normally sometimes start with the discussion and then we end with the speaker. Sometimes we don't start with the discussion. We start with the speaker and then we end with the discussion. So we've seen it both ways. So now let's talk about it, because again, we talk about what this program is for. It really is about building, not just in order for you to build anything, you have to build your mindset first. You have to get your mind prepared for what's next, right? And to get your mind prepared, you have to be able to be comfortable in self. So I heard the answers. I listened to all the answers, and I like what I heard in terms of what it was. So let's just start with the first picture. Everybody but, tell me your name again. Corbin. Everybody but Corbin picked the McLaren. So I want to go back to that and get to the why. Let's just talk about it. You picked McLaren. But let's talk about why. What was it about the McLaren? Because here's the thing about the McLaren. In real life, sometimes the McLaren guy does have greater assets than the farmer. That wasn't the point that he was making, though. This was more about never judge a book by its cover, because it can be the other way, as we saw. But let's talk about why that was the image itself. Let's talk about why it was for a brief moment. So what does expensive mean to you? Outside of the actual definition, right? Like what does it mean to you? Yeah, like give an example of what it means. Yeah. Okay. Good answer. Your mom's told us about you, but you still, expensive means something to you. So what does it mean to you? Yeah, that too. Who was here last week? Well, that was 2 weeks ago when Kevin talked about this. Right, Robbie, you were the only one here that was here for the conference. So what did Kevin talk about? Kevin Graves. So for the people who weren't here, Kevin Graves is he's the business manager for Bam Adebayo. You follow basketball? Okay. Not everybody likes sport. I get it. You know who Bam Adebayo is? Okay. It's a popular. So yeah, you know. So yeah, what he talked about in detail was these things about valuing certain items over. He and I have had some other conversations about that also, because he talked about how the NBA gave them the Olympics a couple years ago. They gave them Gucci bags for was like literally Olympic Gucci bags from it was the luggage cases. And he talked about how they give them away to them, but the NBA, but that Gucci will go out and sell them. And those bags are like $13,000. You pay $13,000 to carry clothes in. This is insane. So he talked about that a little bit last week about, what did he say, like going to Target, get your glasses or something like that, instead of just different things that you can do. So he's coming, that's who's coming back on the 2nd. So I would recommend that y'all come for that one again. But he talked about that in terms of wealth. So from what you learned today, what are some other things that can identify wealth other than that you can identify with that you didn't think about before today, other than material items? Oh, Corbin, you mind sitting on this side? You want me to sit on this side? Okay. Never mind. Apparently, I'm sitting in the wrong place. But go ahead, what'd you say? Land? Okay. What else? Okay, what was my question? What's my question? Oh, what are some things that you learned today that can identify wealth other than material items? Not just the account itself, though. I had a bank account. Ain't much in it. I got one.
Help.
No, that's fine. And this, look, if you don't have an answer, it's cool. It's the purpose of it, especially in these discussions, is to provoke thought. So even if you don't have an answer today, if you're thinking about it tomorrow, you'll land on an answer at some point because it'll be on your mind. We just want to provoke the thought. If you don't have an answer for it, that's fine. Not getting judged for it, but I want you thinking about it. And do remember there are no wrong answers. So
to further the point that you were making earlier about, Kevin Graves and what he was saying about, the swag bags with Gucci in it and all those expensive gifts, the sunglasses and everything, the point that he was making is, these celebrities that you see on TV, these athletes and celebrities, the people with these, millions of dollars in the bank, they are not buying these items. It is a marketing tactic that these companies use to get you to spend your money on their items. Okay. So while you're thinking, this big celebrity who is so popular and everyone loves, if I buy this Gucci bag, then everyone may, think I'll be popular and everyone will love me too. It's not the case. They don't spend that. They don't spend their money on those things. They get them for free to get you to spend your money. So don't fall for that is really what the message was from Kevin Graves. So, I said that to say, there's got to be a transition, a pivot that you all have as far as your mindset. What does real wealth look like to you? And that's really what, the question was kind of geared at, thinking about those cards that game earlier. What does wealth look like to you? The farmer, he was standing in front of acres of land. I don't know if y'all noticed that. Okay, that's what wealth looks like. That custodian, he may have owned that business that he was cleaning in. Yeah, he had a vacuum and a mop, in these overalls, and they may have been a bit dirty. But if he owned that business and had other properties that he was cleaning, in addition to that one, that's what wealth looks like, So those are the things that that question was geared at. What does wealth look like to you all, aside from the material things?
To me, wealth is on paper. It doesn't look like anything. You can't identify it to me with just by visuals because you don't know what anybody has. But that's a great point. Because most of the time when you see these two pictures, like they're gonna be right. The dude who's janitor is not gonna make as much as the guy who's the doctor. But in this case, there's the nuance to that, right? We don't know either of their stories.
Right.
He could have just gotten out of high, which is the reason why this wealth and the financial understanding of it is so important, because you really don't know what the next person has or what they're going through, and you can't judge it by material. So if, like, for example, I grew up with people who were dirt poor and they aren't poor now, and they are the foundational members of their generational wealth for not only their children, but their children's children and their children's children's children. And that's why the term generational wealth was so important. But the other part of this is, again, one of the other things that we'll be doing for one of the etiquette series courses is on building resumes and applying for scholarships for school, not just athletic, but also academic. We've had an athlete that went on to go and get an academic scholarship, and he's full ride now. So there's more than one way to move forward. And in this example, for example, this could be that kind of disparity because the doctor is paying off school debt. So, quick question. Does anybody know? When I found this answer myself, I'm not even gonna lie, it shocked me because I had no idea. It's the most expensive school to go to in the country. He said, dude, somebody else. Now remember, you got the Ivy League too. So you got Princeton, Harvard, Yale. What else? What's another Ivy League school? Stanford? Anybody else? What's the most expensive school to go to? Harvard, okay. Okay. Yeah, just any college. UNC? Which one? Brown. Okay. So Harvard's number 3 on the list. By a landslide, it is Duke. By a landslide. You go to Duke, you come out, what is it? How much is it to go to this? Like $50,000, $60,000?
Numbers that I can't comprehend.
You can easily get enrolled at Duke and come out with $250,000 in debt.
I don't know.
If you had to take school loans, you don't have scholarships, that type of thing. It's easy. It's easy. There was a young lady who she had a side job. We're just gonna say that because she was a student at Duke and she had to pay her tuition. So she had a number of side jobs and hustles that she did just to get through, to not have to have the debt that she gets in school. So that's the other thing with going to college, which is the other thing that we promote. College isn't the only higher education answer. So you have trade schools. There are plenty of people who done well off, which is where we're going to go next before we get out of here. They've done well, and they did not go to traditional 4-year colleges. If you want to go to a traditional 4-year college and you want to save the money, North Carolina has a system called consortium where you can go to now you can take AP classes and skip a lot of it, but you can go to a community college for 2 years, transfer, and get the exact same education. It doesn't change because all you're getting out of the way is your prerequisites. But there's also on-the-job learning, different certificates that you can get. You can, if you want to be in project management of some type, you can get a PMP, and you can make just as much as a doctor. Trust me, there's a friend of mine who, very smart gentleman, I'm gonna tell this story. because I watched it happen real time. So this isn't I'm just talking to be talking. I watched this happen. Friend of mine, he makes 6 figures in money now. He just had a 27 square foot home built in northern Greensboro. He did not go to college. But if he did, he would have graduated summa cum laude. I don't know how to say it. He would have graduated that if he had went to college. So he was smart. He was always in honors courses. The reason he didn't go to college is because he had a baby when he was 16. I just heard somebody say they were 16 today. His daughter turned 28 today. So he was 16. So he couldn't go to college because in his last 2 years of high school, he's raising a child. It's a very different scenario. And when I say that, what I mean for y'all, because again, like I said, I watched this happen. When the young lady he had the baby, which I'm saying the baby, Taylor, went home with him. So y'all hear me? She didn't go home with her mother. She went home with her father when he was 16. So what I watched him do was he found a trade. He found the trade and he did, Robert, Cam, what do we talk about in terms of basketball, for example? We have to work very hard to build on the craft, right? So you have to do little things over and over again. So using that in concept, just like if we go downstairs right now, we're going to go through dribble drills, heavy ball, light ball, little ball, same thing. He had to go through it, but it was through his trade. So you have to look at it not from the standpoint of step by step, but conceptually. Conceptually, he had to walk through, get the job. Then he had to build upon the job. So then he had to get certification, after certification, after certification, after certification. Now he's still in construction inspection. He runs 2 offices and he has what everybody just described that they wanted. He had to do it unconventionally though. But it doesn't mean that it can't be done. And financial literacy is a large part of that. Because if he didn't handle his money correctly, he could not have built the house that he just built. He could not provide the cars that he's been able to provide for his family. And what a lot of people would have done, seen the baby at 16, closed the door immediately. But the most important person who didn't close the door on him was himself. He didn't close the door on himself. So technically, there were people closing the door on him all the time. He just wouldn't close the door on himself. And he has a story, he has a different ending. So, does anybody in here have a baby? All right.
So
you're already a step, but I'm making a point. Hold on a second. I'm making a point real quick. So you're already one step ahead in the game now. So that means the next step is taking the other things seriously, living that through, and then just building upon yourself, finding that confidence to just dare to be different, dare to do different things. And financial literacy, sometimes that means just taking a hit in the social construct of things as they're built. And I'm just telling y'all, you may or may not do it. If you don't do it, it's not a wrong answer. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that if you do take that step backwards from a social concept, and people don't have to see you dressed to impress all the time and so on and so forth, so that you can build towards the things you want to do, that is okay also. All right, so I'm sorry, what were you about to say?
No, I was just wanting to also add that the gentleman that you gave the example about would absolutely come in here and impress upon each and every one of you how he would absolutely not recommend that you have a baby at 16. Like, that is not at all where that story was going. Yeah. I can tell you that he himself went through great lengths to make sure that his own daughter did not, travel down that same path. It was hard work. It was very difficult. and he happened to have a lot of support, and, you know, things probably didn't move as fast as they would have, you know, in other circumstances. The point there is to say that there are alternative ways and alternative paths to be successful, you know, and, you know, college, like, you know, Coach D said, isn't for everyone.
Yeah. And that's really the reason I told that story.
Right.
Talk about his alternative path, not necessarily.
Right.
Definitely don't go out that.
Yes,
Like that's definitely out
that it can be quite limiting, and it can be hard, and there's way too many things. I am myself 41 years old, and I can tell you it is hard as someone who's, you know, I have regular income, I have insurance, you know, and we are a dual income household, and it is still hard. So I cannot imagine what it would be like for a 16, 17, 18, 20 something year old to have a baby without those things in place. It is hard, folks. So yes.
Garrett made a point earlier about if you had $1 million, like it's still gonna be hard in life.
Yeah.
Like ESPN did a whole series, they did it twice, called Broke. And that's athletes who made it to the highest pinnacle of athleticism to get paid for it in millions of dollars and came out of it broke. So we ain't even talking about $1 million, talking about 30 and sometimes 200-300 million. Come out of it broke. Can't even fathom.
It's easy. It can be real easy. Just spend your money on the wrong stuff.
Yeah.
Spend more than you make.
And that's why, again, staying on the topic, financial literacy is so important, because being financial literate is not about how many chains you have on or how much money you got in advance from whatever endeavor you're involved in. It's really about how smart you are with your money. You want to add something?
Yeah, I'll tell you this. So I know I didn't go back. Sure. That's cool. So I have a lot of friends who do a lot of different things. And I talk about this friend a lot with people. My rich friend. And he doesn't make the most money out of anyone I know. Not the most. He does well for himself. He doesn't make the most money. But I met him at UNCG. Like, I've been knowing him since I was 18. I'm 34. I got 3 kids, 14.
When UNCG?
Yeah, 14, 11. And
the real blue and gold.
6.
You know what it is. Go ahead.
Oh, this must be sent to family meet.
Go ahead. I was just teasing.
And so he lives in Nashville now, or he did. It would be too much to explain to you outside of Nashville or whatever. So for the sake of this, he lives in Nashville. He had a single family home. And he sold it maybe like 2 years ago. He bought a set of 4 townhomes. And he rents out 3, and he lives in the other one, and he lives for free. So despite whatever like income he makes, and he does make a lot. My man gets a lot of money. He also gets like veteran money every month because he was in the Navy. So they give him, so he gets that, which is untaxed. And she knows about it. She gets that untaxed. And then he also makes money at his very good paying job. And then he also, in addition to that, instead of having a big, nice home where he could just bring people over, I guess, to flex or whatever. It was a nice crib that he sold. Instead of living there, he lives in a townhome, and the 3 people living beside him, they all pay for him to live for free. So he keeps every bit of all of his money that he earns, he keeps all of that. So I always tell people that, when I speak about him, I always tell people, yeah, that's like my rich friend. He's not a millionaire, but because his mindset is what it is. And he buys nice stuff. I mean, we like Jordans. Like, I wore these Vans in here today. I got Jordans like everybody. I mean, I'll be chilling. I do like nice stuff, right? But
Nothing wrong with nice things.
Nothing wrong with it, but he can buy it 100 times over because he literally is one of the freest people that I know personally. He just wakes up and whatever he does that day. If he stopped working for like 2 months, he'll still be straight. 3 months, he'll still be straight. He doesn't even have to put money aside necessarily. He does, but he lives for free. So that's whenever I think about, like, my goal, like I mentioned before, was bills on auto pay. But now it's like to be my friend Will. We the same age. I'm a little older than him by a couple months, but he is my friend. We're like brothers, and I do, in a way, look up to him. There's nothing wrong with that. He's the freest man that I know. So I don't know what was being said before I walked in, but I heard about the 27,000 square foot home or whatever in Greensboro. So
2,700.
yeah,
It's
27.
2,700.
That's still tight. I mean,
yeah, that's pretty big size.
So yeah,
Especially for 3 people. That's 3 people.
yeah, that's about. So yeah, that's in terms of mindset and thinking. I always think about him when I think of my rich friends, my friend Will.
All right, let's go truth moment real quick. We got 7 minutes. How many of y'all are witnessing people get teased at school because of the way that they dress? I ain't even said nothing yet. It was like, now I got questions about your school. It's like everybody get teased. I ain't even saying how. Getting teased about how they dress because they look, maybe the clothes look a little tattered or dirty or so on and so forth. Because they're so-called poor. Like, be honest. You don't have to say names. Just raise your hand if you witness it happen at school. So there's one person. There's 2. I only got 3. Cam Robbie, come on, man. So here's an important lesson that kids need to learn. There's a great philosopher of the 1980s and 90s. What's his name? Heathcliff Huxtable. I don't know if y'all know who that is. But Mr. Huxtable told his kids one day, we have money. Y'all are broke. And across the landscape of high school, that's the one thing I want to make sure. I'm saying it tongue in cheek, but I'm also serious at the same time. No kids have any money. Again, we're talking about generational wealth. You take the value of every child, is it 0? Like there's no net worth for any, like you're not earning anything. So everybody realistically is on the same plane is what I'm saying. So regardless of how they're coming to school, the one thing that most adults will tell you is, even as an adult, that gross income or net income that you have can be taken. And there are different variables for which it can take, and that can change on the dime. So you see somebody like that, reach out, give them a hand. Try to help keep their spirits up, especially if they get picked on. I still don't get it. Everybody broke in high school. Like everybody. Like everybody eating out the cafeteria at all. So I heard somebody say, what you mean? I made $14,000 at Dick's. All right. But it goes to show, like, you don't have any responsibilities.
Yeah.
So it's.
I have a question for the activity, and I'm not on mic, so get a little closer.
Okay.
The activity.
Considering, after looking at the accounting equation, the assets versus the liabilities, and you saw, the person that was probably not dressed as well, or didn't look like they had as much, but you saw that they had life insurance, you saw their assets. Did that change your way of thinking, your mindset about your financial goals? that was the very first thing that you did when you came in, that very first sheet. Like, did that help clarify what you should be trying to attain, you know, maybe in the near future, you know, close to graduation, maybe at your first job, versus long term, you know, when you've got a wife and kids and a family? Does that help bring some level of clarification? Would you change anything that you wrote down?
Speak freely. Yeah, you're not getting judged.
I think it's health insurance. I'll start. Like, health insurance is definitely of the utmost importance to ensure that your kids are taken care of.
You mean life insurance, you mean? It was on the, yeah, you said health.
Life insurance. Health insurance is also important. Life insurance.
Yeah. Yeah.
The job that is not about how much money people, like how the job really expensive. It would give you a lot of money, but just because that job is expensive, it'll give you a lot of money. If you working at like the gas station or like working at the farmer, it'll get a lot for doing that. It can be very deceiving. I mean, they own a chain of gas stations, and you know, he's a millionaire, but he wants behind the counter, you know, taking you know, money. So it's very.
I think that's a good point. That I'm gonna go back to this one. This is probably my favorite one right here, because the doctor versus the janitor very well could have his own janitorial service, which is servicing different contracts, which could far well exceed what a doctor could make. That's the nuance to the photos. Yeah, I didn't see these two.
Yeah, I didn't have the cards physically for.
That's cool because it's
for the last two.
Yeah, but these two, like, it's same thing. Significantly worth more here than here, but the nuance could be he just got his weekly allowance from his parents because he's 16, or this guy on the other side could own the building because he owns his own manufacturing company, and his company manufactures the little chips that go in your phones that can track your every movement.
Can I? You mind if I?
Like you? Yeah, go ahead.
Also, not to like I guess not to like scare you off for doing the things that you like. I am, so within the course itself, and the further we go into it, I am a tangible assets kind of guy. But do you all understand what tangible versus non-tangible might mean? All right, so stocks are things you can buy, but you can't physically hold it. So a stock is like air. You put your money into it, it's there, but it's not there. I'm a tangible asset guy. If I buy some gold, it's like this pen. Like, I know this pen is here. I can hold the pen. So, not to confuse you all, but to help you kind of understand, the way that you buy things also matters. So you can buy maybe a nice chain or even a Rolex holds value. For everyone, like my man who bought them sneakers, you buy certain sneakers. I got a pair of dead stock 72 and 10, not 72. So Space Jams that are still factory lace in the box. I don't even wear them. I'm a 10 and a half. I've been thinking about selling them. I don't even care about them, to be honest with you. But I probably could sell them for more than what I bought them for. So what you buy, it also matters. Like, you can spend and enjoy the money that you have. You could even buy a gold chain, but it would be important that you get something like that insured and make sure that it is what it is supposed to be. So instead of like having a watch with a bunch of diamonds in it or something like that, a factory watch, a solid gold chain, these things still hold value. tangible assets still hold value, and you can still be flashy. And they even gain value. Gold over time gains value. A lot of these things gain value. The most important thing is still, no matter what it is, it's literally like your coach was saying, like I was saying earlier, it's really just the mindset of how you're purchasing the items. He bought them shoes. His mom still went and took him to get those shoes. He bought the same shoes he could have bought, but he used her 10% discount. Same shoes, but saved himself some bread. He bought exactly what he wanted. It's literally just the mindset of, hey, let me just save myself something on the back end. So it's all purely how you value and think about the time that you spend to earn everything. Yeah, because I mean, who doesn't like nice? I mean, who doesn't like nice stuff, right? Like, I understand people you don't want to buy something, you want to kind of reward yourself, but you can do it in a way that it's rewarding, but also it's lasting. It's something that you can pass down. Still, like the land, life insurance, you can still pass these things down, and they still gain value through time. It doesn't have to be all like things you can't physically enjoy right now.
Absolutely. I'm glad. Thank y'all for the feedback. I'm glad y'all picking up what you're picking up in here, because that's the reason why we do it. We want you to be able to pick that up. And like I said, you don't have to have the answers. We don't expect you to have all the answers when you come and you leave. It's 2 hours. You got a lifetime to reflect on it, and you got plenty of time to absorb it and learn, and it be more thought-provoking for you later. Because without it, you may not think about it later. So I'm glad y'all came. Glad you were able to hear it. Glad y'all ate all the set. Dang on.
She said questions.
Oh. Yeah, you got questions?
Anyone else want to share?
Yeah, sure.
Really helpful. It's how I talk about it. So I really
Oh, well, thank you. You know, we do what we can do when we can do it. No, thank y'all. If y'all, Robbie, Cam, y'all working out today? Y'all the only 2 here. All right, so I'll meet y'all downstairs. Take your time. Garrett, again,
Yes, sir.
thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming by.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thank you.
Good work. Corbin, it was good meeting you, young man. No, you are well. Thank y'all for coming. And just so you know, hey, Stella, do you have any business cards?
Yes, it's right here, right next to the flyers. If I pick up flyers.
Ow. Oh, shoot. Okay. See? I can't do this without it. So we do these. And it's they are in tandem. So our goal is we do mentorship, but we do it anchored in workforce development. So what we try to do is prepare kids to build the confidence needed to identify what they're passionate about and find a pathway for their careers. So like I was telling Garrett, is like if a child comes in here and say, hey, they want to be a rapper, we help them find the resources to make that a viable career. Because there is a viable, like I was telling him, one of my best friends is a Grammy nominated rapper. He learned how to work in that industry, and you can do it. Sometimes people just want to work in music, but regardless of what that is.
Our church, very good production.
Okay.
Not saying that I'm trying to say, but that could be a career. It could be a side hustle.
So hold on, what production? Tell me more about production. Like, okay.
And they are going to, like the other day, because they gave us the wrong time, 6:30. You don't have to come until 7:45 in the morning.
Yeah.
So they showed them a little bit about computers, and then they said, would you be interested in learning programming?
Mhm.
And so I said, you can do this for all through high school.